Hello, all of you wonderful people. This is Lene and my husband James. We are Balcony Talk with the Nelsons Love and Truth podcast. And we say on our podcast that we want you to take this journey with us. Well, our journey has taken somewhat of a turn. Not too bad, but not what we wanted. Some of you have seen our videos about me being in the hospital and I have asked questions about what happened. So I just kind of want to walk you through what happened. On September the 15th, I was grating a potato with a cheese grater, and I sliced my thumb just a little bit on the part where your finger bends.
The knuckle.
The knuckle. So I think I kind of hit the joint there, to be very honest, because it was bleeding profusely, and that's where it started. I just, made sure that I wrapped it up, cleaned it with peroxide, and my husband was assisting with all of this. September 22nd, we drove to Galveston, and on the way there, my finger began to swell really bad, and so much so that I had to put it on ice because it was just throbbing. And what the feeling feels like is somebody slammed my finger in the door, and that is what the feeling feels like most of the time. On our way back, my husband was like, well, probably need to go see about it. But what I did is I went home and I called a virtual physician. When he looked at my finger, he said, you need to go to the ER because they're going to have to drain that. It's infected. And why didn't you call earlier? Well, it had just happened. So it was like, overnight this happened. And so, long story short, my husband took me to the ER, and they gave me clindamycin and naproxen. Went home, and I took 2 naproxen. That next morning, and this was on a Sunday, so that Monday morning, my face was really big, and my baby said, you look like Gina from Martin.
Okay.
And I just need to give you a visual of what happened. And so I was like, I don't even care. My finger was hurting. So I went to my physician that following Tuesday, which was the 24th, and he just gave me a steroid shot so that my face would go down. And that was the extent of it. I just kept taking the clindamycin. I scheduled an appointment for 10/8 to go to a hand surgeon so that they could look at my finger. Meanwhile, y'all, I'm in like excruciating pain. My husband's rubbing my finger. I'm icing it down. Nothing's working. So I want my husband to take over because this is a crucial part about what had happened. What did you say?
Well, number one, y'all, you did look like Gina from Martin when she went to the dentist. And so I was like, man, what was... I'm getting ready to go to work. And I'm like, what's wrong with your face? I mean, it was just like really swole.
Yeah.
But so the thing about it was that she had been taking antibiotics for maybe about 6 or 7 days, right? And it you would think when you start taking antibiotics, things would start to heal and go down. It just didn't. It wasn't going down. It looked worse. It was just constant pain. And so before I went to work that Tuesday, I said, no, you need to get up and get an appointment. I don't care where it is. Somebody can see you in this city. So she ended up going over, I think, the medical center.
Yes, to Dr. Evan Collins,
the medical center.
Amazing hand surgeon.
So she goes over to the doctor, and he says, hey, you need to go back to the ER because this is serious, right? So that was at Tuesday, the Wednesday. You had the appointment that Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so once she told me that, I was at work, had meetings, and I was like, yo, I'm about to come pick you up. And then we're going to come to the back to the ER here in Sugar Land. So we came back on that Wednesday. They admitted her. Everyone's coming in to look. I mean, clearly it was a little bit more serious than we thought. Well, she felt like it was serious, but in our, lack of knowledge about, bacteria and all of that, it was a little bit more serious. And so when the doctor came in, he says, hey, we need to do an MRI because we need to see if it's just infected under the skin, did it get to the joint, and more importantly, had it gotten into the bone, which would have been really, really critical. And that's when I knew that, this is serious, because if you get some bacteria in your bone, that can really spread. And so that was alarming. So we've been here since last Wednesday because she couldn't take any oral antibiotics anymore. It had to be intravenous. So she's having to get treatment because right now they don't know what the actual bacteria is. So when she came in and they took cultures and they cleaned it out, had the surgery, was that yesterday morning? No, Friday morning?
When they did the
surgery
Friday.
Yeah, so Friday morning. So when they did the surgery, they took, all of the cultures, and so they've been running that. So hopefully we'll hear something today on what type of bacteria it is, and then they can more specifically prescribe the antibiotics to treat that. And then, she'll have to take antibiotics for 6 weeks straight, every day. And so when I heard that, I was like, yo, wait a minute, this is serious. This is like something really, really serious. It could have been really, really bad. As bad as it is right now, it could have gotten a lot worse. And the point was not procrastinating, not waiting until next week, because here again, she had an appointment for this Tuesday, the 8th. We didn't have until this Tuesday. By this time, this bacteria could have gone from her joint into her bone, which is a totally different. And I don't know what all that means, but I can imagine if they're trying to stop the spread of a bacteria. I mean, that could potentially be amputation. It could potentially, some more aggressive treatments. So I'm just thankful that it didn't get to that point, and that, we just kind of got in front of it. The fact that my wife trusts me enough to say, hey, this is what we need to do. And then we go do that. And so I'm just thankful and blessed and glad that she's, getting the necessary treatment that she needs. They've been great here at Sugar Land Methodist.
Yeah.
And, it's just, it's there's a lot to say about this experience.
Yeah. So we'll do some more videos so that we won't make it so long. But I want to tell y'all, this is a real stretch because I'm being very vulnerable. I have never, ever came on camera. Like, I'm an eyelash girl. I need my lipstick on. But, I'm in a different space right now. And it's like whenever you're down, none of that matters.